What's going on, you guys? Open discussion today. I figured I'd do one early this week. Supposed to be getting some new equipment tomorrow, so I wanted to try some new things um, this weekend. But yeah, what's going on with boxing? What do you guys want to talk about? Got any questions? Anything? Let's talk about it. I see Ryan Garcia pulled out of the Jojo fight. What's going on, Marion Green? I see you in the building early. What's going on? Yeah, I see Ryan Garcia pulled out of the JoJo fight with a significant hand injury. I mean, it's always something with Ryan Garcia. Always something. The Browns bomber came out with a statement in regards to Tyson Fury in the fight. Tyson Fury, responded to that. And yeah, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's finally over. I'm glad the hatchet has been buried. I'm glad this shit is over. But what I noticed is that Deontay Wilder is still the main talk in the boxing community. He said, "All you want to see is Crawford stop pushing his." I mean, I think he's stopping him, man. I think Bud is gonna stop him. I think he is. I think he can. It depends on pretty much what Bud does. That's really all. That's really what it depends on. I can see him stopping him because that's just what Crawford does. So, and Sean Porter, in my opinion, his style kind of plays right into Terrence Crawford. So, I think he's almost tailor made for Bud, and it's similar to, especially if he's rushing in and shit with all that wide looping stuff. It's gonna be a really rough night for him. It's gonna be a really rough night for him. But yeah, Ryan Garcia pulled out of the JoJo fight. I guess it's postponed, they say. And now Jojo Diaz is coming at Devin Haney, calling for a fight, calling him a bitch, and let's contact MTK Global, all this other stuff. So now Jojo looking at that Devin Haney fight once again. Maybe he don't believe that the fight is really postponed. They say it's postponed, but man, who knows? What's up with these young dudes, man? Getting hurt and just like a lot of shit and just a lot of whatever, man. Whatever. You said Porter is a bad matchup, and I think he knows it. Yeah, that's why he's in the mountains training and shit, man. That's why they was at that press conference giving Crawford the utmost respect. Sean Porter said many times that Crawford's better than Spence. He's about to be the first guy that shared the ring with both men. He's about to be the first guy. That shared the ring with both guys. Let me see what I got. Revealed his but yeah, that's why he was saying what he was saying. But we already know Sean's gonna come bring the fight. That's just what he does. He can be the nicest guy in the world, but he gonna still come and hit you upside your motherfucking head and try to bully you and rough you up. So it's gonna be a really good fight, man. I don't expect nothing less. I'll be shocked if that fight turns out to be a dud. I'll be stunned if that fight turns out to be a dud. Yeah, a lot of what the hell? Let me see something here. Yeah, but yeah, that's the big fight we waiting for. Of course. I mean, I really don't got too much to say about it, other than it's gonna be a good one, and I think Bud's gonna be the man at 147. Salute to my man Drizzy K on the building. What's going on, man? Yeah, this is just a random live stream. Random live stream. Yeah, but Crawford, he's about to be carrying 147. I'm glad this thing with Porter happened because now it's going to put pressure on these other guys to fight Bud too. They can't just be ducking and playing this political game no more. It's not going to work no more. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter kind of fucked that up for him. But this is good for boxing. Hit that like button for your boy, man. Let's get this shit rolling. Got a slow start today. He says, I have a lot of respect for Wilder after the fight. Oh, yeah, man. Bomb squad. Um, a lot of people need to understand, like, what I come to realize is the more they hate, the more I'm going to celebrate. Because, for one, they said, why he didn't shake Fury's hand? Motherfucker, his hands was broke. He has some broken hands and shit. A lot of raw emotion after a very emotional fight. That he put a lot of hard work in and he came up short. But he came out with the statement, and boxing fans still found a way to say, "Oh well, it was a PR move," and but Tyson Fury been doing PR moves for the past 2 or 3 years. But they say it's a PR move. They say he got bullied into doing it, and all this other shit. I'm like, man, whatever, man. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. But yeah, Deontay Wilder's still like the biggest talk in the sport right now, man. His name is super relevant. You know what I'm saying? Even in defeat, Deontay Wilder's name is still like just it's buzzing more than Fury's name, and he lost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they do, Terrence Collins. They be hating hard on Facebook too. There's a lot of haters on Facebook, but man, you say anything about Wilder, you post a picture of Wilder and just say I'm gonna just leave this here. Here they come. Here they come. Boom, kicking the door down. Just got a lot to say. It's crazy. That's how you know you got the juice. I remember back when I was an admin on boxing knowledge back in the day years ago, and I used to be really getting the group going and shit. And I used to it was back in the Maypac era. I simply used to post a picture of fucking Floyd Mayweather, and everybody used to just go nuts, dude. I used to just say, I'm gonna just leave this here because I know it's gonna piss y'all off. And here they come, just crazy. And Wilder has that same effect, bro. He has that same effect. You say something about him, you post a picture of him or anything, here they come. I posted something with AJ. Nobody wanted to show up. Nobody wanted to talk about him. It's crazy. Salute to my man Kofi Universe in the building. Yes, smash the like button and y'all go subscribe to Kofi's Universe. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But what do you guys want to talk about? Any questions? Any latest news? Because I might have missed out on some. I just heard that Ryan Garcia, you know, being Ryan Garcia, just what's up with these young dudes, man? Like Jojo, now he wanting to fight Devin. But to be honest with you, I don't see Jojo as a guy that'll duck smoke. I think that was more Oscar pushing JoJo to fight Ryan than anything. You know what I'm saying? I honestly believe that. I don't think JoJo is he just don't strike me as a guy who will duck anybody. Honestly, he just don't have that energy. But I think it was more of a business thing from Oscar. Keep these guys away from Devin Haney. It's like anti Devin Haney right now in boxing. It's anti Dev, anti Dev. Kofi Universe says, "What do I think about Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring? Very interesting, man. I'm gonna try to get Herring on, man. I don't really want to, you know, I'm gonna try to. I want to try to get him on for an interview. But what I think about the fight, really good fight, dude. And I think that Jamel has a chance to win this fight. I don't think Shakur is taking him as seriously. I'm not sure. Maybe just based off what I've seen from Shakur, I don't know if he's. I don't know if he. I don't know. I think he's kind of overlooking Jamel Herring. You know what I'm saying? I think he's overlooking the old dog. Jamel Herring is in phenomenal shape. He was already in shape before he even went to camp. So, Shakur Stevenson not necessarily looking the fittest that I've seen him. But we go see on fight night, He out here eating chicken and shit. Doing all types of stuff. So I'm not sure if he's overlooking Jamil Herring or he just know he got it in the bag. But I'm pulling for the old dog in the fight. I'm pulling for the old dog, and I like Shakur. I think he's one of the. I think he's the future, but I'm not sure right now. I'm not quite sure if he's. I'm not. I'm not. I'm questioning his focus right now. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just bringing out this bad boy energy just to kind of promote the fight, just to kind of like, what, I'm gonna do this, do that, make them hate me. But why wait to do that shit when you start to fight the guys that kind of look like you? You should have did that shit. You know what I'm saying? You waited till you fought Jamil Herring, a guy like Jamil Herring, before you start talking shit. And I don't know. We gonna see. He might get his ass kicked. I think it's gonna be a really good fight though. Jamil Herring looked really good against Frampton, but Shakur Stevens is a whole nother animal. You know what I'm saying? So may the best man win. He says, I don't see why. He says, thanks for that, Marion Green, man. It's a grind, bro. He says, Bushido is one of the most unbiased channels. I don't see why you don't have 100%. I mean, dude, the way YouTube is set up, that's why hitting the like button is important. But the way YouTube is set up is that, like, I'm just say it like this. I'm gonna put it to you like this. There's a concert. There's people on the stage. You know what I'm saying? Then there's people up in the front of the stage. Well, I'm somewhere in the back trying to make my way to the front. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. That's the best way I could describe it. I'm in the back, and I'm working my way up to the front. I'm moving though. We moving, but it's a grind. You know what I'm saying? It's a grind. I got a lot of videos, a lot of different topics, a lot of different shit. Not even just boxing. I got a lot of different shit on this channel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit, a lot of hours, a lot of time. Do all my own shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you go back and look at some of my older videos, oh my God, did I come a long way? Microphone all staticky and shit. And oh my God. Yeah, man. But hey, I'm getting there, bro. I'm grinding. You know what I'm saying? I'm grinding. I'm motivated. Jay Beasy says, why can't Andre get a fight? Because he's Boo Boo. He's the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to fight Boo Boo Andre, bro. There's no reason why these guys. There's literally no reason anymore as to why Demetrius Andre shouldn't get a fight with any guy at any middleweight. Any middleweight. He should be able to get a fight with any guy with a name, and yet he can't. He can't. He's not with Star Banner Promotions anymore, the low-tier promotional company and nothing. He's with Eddie Hearn. We know Eddie got the bag. We know DAZN got the bag. We know Andre's getting paid to fight these guys he's been fighting. But the guys that, like Canelo Alvarez, they offering Canelo more money than what he was getting for Saunders to fight Andre. He didn't want to fight, bro. What could you do? Literally, what could you do? If they put money in these guys' faces and they said, nah, I still don't want to fight this guy. What the fuck could you do? If money ain't the motive, then what the fuck? And then it's not like he's necessarily looking great in his past couple of fights. He wasn't. He didn't look great. But these still don't want to fight him, bro. Canelo came out and said some shit recently, I believe, on a live, talking about he's a horrible fighter and he's not going to fight him, bro. Jamel Charlo come out saying he's not going to fight him. We going to put you on a black card. There ain't no niggas in Rhode Island, nigga. All that shit, bro. Demetrius Andre is one of the most feared guys in boxing, bro, and he don't even have that type of energy. He's more of a jovial guy with a, but they don't want no smoke with him. Like he's like the Grim Reaper, bro. You swear this dude walking around with a sky with a cloak on and shit. Man, you swear that was the case. He can't get no work. Triple G ain't trying to just say, you know what, I'll fight this guy real quick, get his belt unified. None of them. Ryota Murata, nobody, bro. Nobody. See, but your other channels, they're not going to just come out and say that shit because we don't really like him anyway. But I'm going to tell you the real over here. They don't want no smoke with that guy. Nobody. Nobody wants smoke with Boo Boo Andre, bro. And it's that class of fighters from that era, bro. I wish I had the picture. I'm gonna get it on here. I had a picture of all the guys in that class. Those class of amateur that I forgot what year it was. Carl Dargan, Too Sharp, Bud, Porter, Boo Boo, all them motherfuckers. Gary Russell, all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? And three of them dudes is boogeyman right now in boxing. Bud, well, Bud gets Porter fight now. He may start getting some traction now. They may have to fight him now. Took a while. Boo Boo can't get no work. And Gary Russell Jr. can't get no work. No work. Gary Russell Jr. can't get no work. And I fear this is going to be the same for his younger brother, who I think is a very good fighter, very talented fighter. Could probably give a lot of guys bad night, but he may never get these fights. He may never get these fights. And even guys got money, like Devin Haney, they got money behind him. Devin Haney's a boogeyman. He got money behind him. Eddie Hearn put the bag on the table to get one of these guys in the ring for his, because he promised to these guys. He's getting them these fights. He's constantly paying these guys to keep them over there. You know what I'm saying? So he'll put the bag on the table for, but then guys like T.O., well, give me $10 million. Give me $10 million. $10 million? Is Devin Haney that much of a... What was he doing to you niggas in the amateurs? What was he doing to you niggas? You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys don't want no smoke with Devin, Bud, Boo Boo, and Gary Russell Jr. Those are the four boogeymen of boxing, bro. Let's be honest. We don't know if the Crawford Porter fight would have been happening if the WBO never stepped in. We don't know. We could just be glad it's happening. But those are the four boogeymen, bro. The four fucking boogeymen I can think of at the top of my head, right at the top of my head. It was the four boogeymen. Gary Russell Jr. can't get no good work. The guy that I think he's fighting, well, I wish I had a picture of him. He's fucking massive, bro. If that guy's his guy he's fighting next, I forgot his name. He's a Filipino guy, I believe. He's massive. Bigger than Sean Porter. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, Gary Russell just, like, fighting mandatories once or twice a year. The only reason why he's eating because he's holding on to that belt. If he didn't have no belt, man, who knows what Gary Russell would be doing? Yeah, the Four Horsemen rate okay. The Four Horsemen. You says, Rito K says, hearing Stevens at 55, do you think either of them could beat Oscar Valdez? Yes, I do. I think both of them can beat Oscar Valdez. Yes, I do. I think they both can beat him. What I was hoping that played out was Jamil Herring go ahead and fight with Oscar Valdez. I think Oscar Valdez would probably be more willing to fight a Jamil Herring because he probably believes he could beat a Jamil Herring versus Shakur Stevenson, who's a nightmare. So, yeah, I was hoping that happened. Let the old dog get his day. And then you happen after that. Because I just like Jamil Herring's story. You know what I'm saying? I like his story. You know what I'm saying? But now he got to deal with Shakur Stevenson. This is a tough fucking fight, man. Tough fight for him. But he can win. He got a good camp. He got a good team. They always in shape. They ready. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see if the best version of Jamil Herring can beat Shakur Stevenson. We don't know if this is gonna be the best version of Shakur. Because from what I've seen on that little blood, sweat, and tears thing, he looking kind of soft. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, man. Yeah, bro. Shakur is competitive. I don't really like seeing it like him being a bad guy. I see him going at Joel Gonzalez way harder. You say you seen him? Man, I don't, bro. He seemed really passive on Joel Gonzalez to me, bro. He seemed really passive because that was his girlfriend's brother and shit. He didn't go at them hard as I felt like he should have because they was kind of coming on him. And he was like, nah, he didn't really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But now maybe this is the Shakur we're seeing is really Shakur. He said, you know what, I'm going to come out my shell and show people who I really am. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. This is the gutter. We from the hood. We ain't playing no games. We'll whoop your ass and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just who he is probably. Yeah, it's a good fight, man. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. It's business. And we gonna see. It's hard. I really just can't have a dog in this race, though. I just can't. Oh, Emmanuel Navarrete. Salute to my man, Winners Train, Lose Complain. He says Emmanuel Navarrete wins tonight, possibly fight Oscar Valdez next. Wow. Yeah, he's fighting Joet tonight, actually. Yeah, I think Emmanuel Navarrete should win that fight. He should win that fight. I'm going to watch it. Wow, will I be at work? Yeah. I should watch it. Yeah, Marion Green. He says it's probably a good thing what happened to Spence because it forces the attention to Bud Boy. I mean, I want to say I like Spence. I want to say it's a good thing. I'm not sure if you're saying the injury, but I mean him not getting a Pacquiao fight, him that fight not happening. I mean, I don't know what the fuck, but I mean it was only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? It was only a matter of time because Terrence Crawford for a good while was one of the main talks in the boxing community. They was, and it wasn't necessarily good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he ain't fighting nobody. He don't want to fight nobody. He on the wrong side of the street. Bob Arum is doing this to him. Blah blah. It was all kinds of shit about Bud. You know what I'm saying? He ain't getting the fight. He ain't getting the fight. You see memes of him getting locked out in the house. They playing the video games and shit. They was doing all types of shit with Bud. And now they looking at him like he's the guy that's carrying the division on his back. Because Spence ain't really necessarily reliable. He hasn't shown to be truly reliable to carry the division. Who has carried the division at 147? Let's think about it. Nobody. Keith Thurman, he can't carry the fucking division. Who's been carrying the division? Nobody. It might be Bud. I think Bud can carry the division. But the division is very stacked and it's very competitive. It's not easy. But guys like Keith, you know, he was supposed to be the guy that's supposed to carry the division. But Keith Thurman just, he's in and out with boxing. Sean Porter can't stay consistent enough. Spence can't stay healthy enough. Danny Garcia ain't motivated enough. You know, these guys got a lot of stuff going on outside of boxing. Man, they like, man, boxing's just part time for me now. You know, it's part time for me now. I got a lot of money. I already won. You know, a lot of them dudes don't come from much. You know, they winning anyway, man. Oh yeah, Better Beef is a boogeyman too. I forgot. Better Beef the boogeyman. He's a boogeyman. He ain't gonna get no good work either, man. Nobody go fight that dude. I heard he's a monster in person too. Like he's huge. Like you can't even believe he's a light heavyweight. I heard he's huge, and he looked like a Russian hitman. Like he looked like a hitman. Like he's huge. They're like, how the fuck he a light heavyweight? He's that goddamn big. Oh yeah, Drizzy KO. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that shit, man. You saw that? I mean, Porter said the shit about Wilder. I don't think Porter should have said that shit neither. I don't think you should have said it. You shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have said it. But he said it. And now they got Bud whooping on him. They got Bud whooping on him. Sean Porter, I didn't like that either, man. Y'all know Wilder, my guy. I didn't like that with Sean. I like Sean too, but I didn't like that. He said, I think we need to stop looking at Wilder as a potential great heavyweight and just start looking at him as a fun fighter. No, just no, no, no. Who the fuck else was running through opponents like Wilder was, bro? 10 title defenses. We can't just downplay Deontay Wilder. We can't give Tyson Fury the credit as being the greatest heavyweight just from beating Wilder. So what is Wilder? Because they still talking about Wilder. Wilder, 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 Wilder. Where would boxing be without Deontay Wilder? Period. Heavyweight division would have been dead if it wasn't for the fucking Bronze Bomber. He says Loma overrated. I don't think so. I think Loma's the real deal, bro. But what I didn't like about Loma early on, and I always like Loma. Why? Because I like that fighting style, and I just really like what those dudes be doing over there. Him and his dad and all those guys. I seen that documentary years ago, and I'm like, man, these dudes are serious business. They're cerebral. They fucking boxing ninjas. Okay, they boxing fucking ninjas. So Lomachenko is serious fucking business. But what I didn't like was the hype that they was putting on him. He wasn't saying shit. He was going in there and do the work. They were saying he was better than this guy. He's better than Floyd Mayweather. All this other shit. I didn't like that. I wasn't on board with any of that. I said, man, let this dude do what he do, man. He cold. But them Ukrainian fighters are cold anyway. They tough. They can fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, Sanctus. Right. That's what I thought when I heard that shit from Sean. Like, Sean, get out of here, bro. That's you. You talk about yourself, bro. Because let's be honest, without Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury would have never been where he is, man. Let's be honest. Tyson Fury would have never been. He probably would never came back to boxing after the Klitschko fight. And if he did, he probably wouldn't even been as motivated. I heard some things about Tyson Fury that I had to like, okay. Like I heard the dude is a animal in the gym. I heard he works his ass off. I'm like, really? Like I heard he really puts in good work in the gym and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. I heard he puts in really good work. And I mean, honestly, Tyson Fury, I knew he was good, but I underestimated him. He's a lot better than I thought. Especially in his third fight. He impressed me. He impressed me in his third fight. It wasn't too much rugged fight. It was good boxing on his behalf, man. He was moving well. Good boxing. Um, he took some crazy shots. That one punch Wilder hit him with, and you see his body. You could see the shockwave go through his whole body, bro. That would have put anybody else to sleep. But he got up and, man, crazy. Yeah. So salute to both of those guys, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Porter, I don't know what Porter was on when that was a bad move from Sean to say that. Because that was him. I guess we stopped looking at Wilder as a future heavy. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that, bro? Oh man, that wasn't a good move from Sean. You said Tank destroys them all. Tank's been motivated. I've been liking what I've been seeing from Tank. He's been staying in the gym now. I think Tank Davis is a problem. He's a problem. He's a serious problem. I don't know if he could beat. I think the longer that fight takes, if it gets made, the better his chances are. Loma looked at unbeatable in his last fight against Nakatani. I don't see nobody beating the version of that Lomachenko. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. Maybe Tank can, if anybody. But I don't see nobody else beating that version of Lomachenko. Nobody. He destroyed that guy. All over him. Just they've been really putting in work. He said he just hugged Wilder and used his belly fat to press him. I mean, he did what he had to do. Deontay Wilder's a beast, and Tyson Fury knows it. The fans, the assholes on the internet can talk their shit. Deontay Wilder's an absolute monster. Monster. I mean, the dude had broken hand since the early in the fight, since that right hand. He was fighting with no hands. He had no hands, bro. And he was still putting out. You know what I'm saying? He had no hands. He had no equilibrium. And it took like, what, the 11th round for him to get stopped, bro. He's an absolute monster. He's a fucking monster. Actually, Fury, he's such a monster that Fury said the fights took a lot out of him and he only got one fight left. Like, Wilder motivated him. That's what I was getting at earlier. Deontay Wilder motivated Tyson Fury to come out here and do what he's doing. Because AJ is likely would have gotten beaten by somebody else. He likely would have got beaten by somebody else. Eventually. I've seen a lot of that tag team and they used to do some of his fights. He likely would have got beaten already. It took Fury to beat Wilder. I don't think nobody else would have survived that right hand. Those two were nobody else would have survived that. And I almost had it too, Wilder in 4, but it is what it is, man. It was a great fight. He said Loma fight C-level fighters. Yeah, the winners train, losers complain. That's what I need to see Tank doing. I need to see him basically fight another black fighter. I need to see that. I definitely need to see that. But Floyd ain't gonna do that. We already know Floyd ain't gonna do that. I think Tank Davis will fight whoever they put in front of him, but Floyd ain't gonna do that. Because they don't want Tank to get styled on. Yep, that's where it would have happened, bro. Sanctus. That's probably what would have happened. But really, we just kind of waiting. We just kind of waiting on the next one, which is Canelo Plant. It's been pretty quiet from that side. Ain't been too much going back and forth. Them dudes is getting busy. It's a big fight. It's a big fight. Ooh, who wins? Joe Joyce or Wilder? That's a good one. I'm pretty big on Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce is underrated. Um, but he's there to be hit. He's not Fury. You know what I'm saying? He's not Fury. I think Wilder stops him. But I also think Wilder took a lot of damage in those two fights. You know what I'm saying? He took a lot of damage in those two fights with Tyson Fury. With his ear and shit thrown off. It happened again in the third fight. So I don't know. But I think Deontay Wilder is dangerous for anybody. I mean, Joe Joyce got a good chin. He do got a good chin. He be walking through shit. I mean, they call him the Juggernaut. I mean, Tyson Fury, he can get hit and get hurt, but he always gets up, and it's like nothing ever happened. So I mean, they both got good chins. But could Joe Joyce take a Wilder shot with horsehair? I don't know. But I think Joe Joyce is the guy that UK should be really riding behind. I think he's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what you need. I don't think AJ. I just feel like AJ just like he could just get. I don't know, man. He's just not tough enough. I don't think he's tough enough. I think Joe Joyce is tough. You got to be tough, man. Because sometimes you may not have it your way, and you up in there, you getting your ass. Well, you gonna have to, be tough and be able to tough it out and figure it out too. Not to say AJ's like a, he. It's just I see quit in him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like a defeated man after that fight. Like he was like, he was supposed to raise his hand in the air. They tried to give it to him, but they couldn't because he was walking around like he was beat. Yeah, man. Wilder fights. His last two fights is brutal. Who else is fighting a dude 30 to 50 pounds heavier than them? You know what I'm saying? Who else is doing that shit, bro? Nobody. Fury will always be a tough fight for Wilder, man. Always. It's just too much. Fury has a lot of just overall fighting experience over Deontay. And that's just what it is. He has a lot of. He's really crafty, and he just knows how to do things that Deontay just ain't really privy to. Deontay just he fights with a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? Fights with a lot of heart. He fights like an underdog. Blind Faith says, "Who does Big Baby J in the fight? I know he's the next king of heavyweight, but he might be, bro. There's a guy named Frank Sanchez out there, though. There's a guy named Frank Sanchez out there, though, man. I think Frank Sanchez whoops a lot of these guys. That dude is going to be a serious fucking problem. They're not going to want to fight him. He's baby King Kong. They're not going to want to fight him, bro. Not want to go to. I think Frank Sanchez is going to be a problem. As long as he don't get caught up into that camp bullshit over there with the Reynosos and Canelo and them, I think his style and his experience is gonna give a lot of guys serious fucking issues. Serious issues. Good, just good everything. Really, really skilled heavyweight. I want to see him fight Usyk. I want to see Frank Sanchez fight Usyk. That's what I want to see. That's a fight. But I'm not sure if Jerry Big Baby Anderson, honestly, bro, his last fight against that big guy that did pull up off the couch, he was just there for a showcase. Big guy. They pulled him out of there before he got hurt. But I feel that he's still a young man. Big Baby's still a kid, man. Like he's 21. He's a big guy, but he's still young. He's still real young. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it still looked like he was a kid in there just fighting a man almost. Even still. So I think that Big Baby will possibly be. He keep doing his thing, man. He's gonna only get better. Only more experience. That was that guy he's fighting was a lot bigger than him. But he needed that type of fight anyway. Even if it was a showcase, he needed that type of opponent to See if we could deal with a bigger guy. But I think guys like Robert Helenius, like if he was to fight like a Robert Helenius right now, I think he'll have a serious problem. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Hit that like button. Salute to my man Silence King. What's going on, man? You said Dillian White might fight Wilder next. Dillian White, he got to fight. He got to beat Otto Wallin, man. And Otto Wallin is one of those fighters that you just don't want to count out. You can't count him out. He beat the brakes off of Dominic Brazil, but Dominic Brazil's not the same fighter after Wilder. He's like, man, I never seen a guy just digress so much. He looked so bad in that fight, man. He looked like he was just shot. He looked like a shot fighter. It's terrible. Yeah, he should really consider doing road work. He said Deontay should really consider doing road work. I know he said he doesn't like doing that, but his best mistakes. Yeah, yeah, man. We gotta talk about it. Wilder has to. I think it was now that we see how that fight played out. I do still believe Wilder could have won that fight, but I think that him coming in too heavy up top was just a problem, and he still wasn't. It's not like it really did anything for him in the fight. It's not like he was really stronger than Fury in the fight anyway. So they should have been building up his leg strength, because that's where all your strength comes from, in your legs. He was so heavy up top. He was drained. He was everything. His legs is not. He got some skinny legs. They should have been trying to build up his leg strength, if anything, put muscle and with size on his legs, if that's possible. If anything, he didn't need to really be 235. It just looks good, but it didn't really do nothing for him in the fight. Now, when Wilder was 212, when he was fighting Fury in the first fight, he didn't get tired. He didn't get tired. He was punching the whole time, and he didn't get tired. He still had power in the last round. That's the best version of Wilder physically. When he's when he's light, he's never going to be stronger than these bigger heavyweights, but he still has that right hand. And really, looking back at the fight, they really should have just been setting up instead of, working on boxing. Yeah, that's cool, but at this stage of his career, they should have been looking for creative ways to land that right hand. Find ways to set that right hand up. Just find ways to set the right hand up. That's it. Set the right hand up. Maybe throw in some hooks, but set that right hand up. That's what I think should have happened. But I don't think Wilder's stock dropped at all from that fight. I think people will still want to see Wilder even more now because of that spirited performance he put up. So, yeah, looking back at the fight and how everything played out, Tyson Fury just a more experienced guy. He could do a lot of different things. He could fight dirty. He could fight clean. He could do this. He could do that. He knows a lot of tricks, and he's big, and he's hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But, styles make fights and shit, too. He says, who do you think Boots Ennis fights next if he beats Delorme? And who should Virgil Ortiz fight next? I think that Boots and Delorme is a really good fight. Delorme fights his ass off. He fights hard. He comes to fight. That should be a good fight for Boots, but I just think Boots is the next guy. You know what I'm saying? And who do I think fights next after that? It could be hard to say, bro. Boots ain't gonna get a shot until he becomes a mandatory. If I'm honest, these guys ain't gonna be looking to fight Boots for what? Why? You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to become a mandatory work. He got to do it that way. Virgil Ortiz, another great fighter. Another good young fighter in the division. Who should he fight? Maybe a Castillo Clayton. Just because he's right there. He's ranked really high in all the sanctioned bodies, so he's kind of waiting for his turn, really. So, but if he want to stay busy and if he's feeling like he needs some more work, I say Castillo Clayton, a Jamal James, somebody around the top of the division. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a top 10, top 15 guy or something. Maybe even top 5 guy ain't gonna fight him. Keith Thurman, he ain't gonna fight Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz probably beat Keith Thurman right now. I don't know. Virgil gonna have a hard time getting some work too, man. That kid is good. He's only gonna get better too. And he's big. He's also a pretty big welterweight. These new welterweights, they pretty big. Stanionis, they pretty big. These guys are big. It's gonna be interesting to see if Crawford becomes the king of the division or whoever becomes the king of the division. Are they gonna stick around and deal with these guys? Boots versus Blair Cobb, Blair the Flair Cobbs. Yeah, I like that guy. That'll be a good fight, man. That'll be a good fight. He might. Certain guys could probably get Boots problems. You know what I'm saying? Certain awkward guys, certain guys that could take his power, could probably get him in trouble. We just need Boots in there with a tough guy. Um, but based off what we've seen from Boots, he looks like he's the real fucking deal. He says Wilder should get trained by Teddy Atlas. I think Teddy Atlas would be a good mental coach, but Malik is already that. You know what I'm saying? And they have a good chemistry. But I think um, maybe Teddy Atlas could be a guy they can bring in um, just for insight. Just because let's be honest about Wilder. Of course, he needs to try to think about running, like my boy said. Get back to running, try doing those things. I'm not sure how that is on his. I mean, I don't know, but he's probably gonna have to get that road work in. Regardless, he's gonna have to build some leg strength. Forget the upper body shit. Get back down to like 220, 218. And just you're never gonna be physically stronger than these guys. You don't need to be. You don't need to be. You just need to be Wilder. You need to find a way to land that motherfucking right hand. That's it. That's all you need to do. All this boxing and all that shit, fuck it. Find a way to land that right hand. Period. That's it. Hey. Regina KO says Ryan Garcia is the biggest coward in boxing right now. Ryan Garcia is a bullshitter, bro. Man, and look, they say it's postponed, but Jojo Diaz talking to Devin Haney like he knows it's a wrap. Jojo Diaz talking like he know Ryan Garcia really didn't want the smoke. Come on, man, let's be honest. Jojo Diaz was a tough fight for Ryan Garcia. I don't honestly, and to be honest, I don't see Jojo ducking Dev. I think that was Oscar probably gave a lot of money to him to deal with, Ryan instead, to keep them away from Devin Haney, man. I do think Jojo will get in the ring with Dev. I do. He just don't strike me as a buster. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll get his ass in there and throw them hands and put it on the line. But Ryan Garcia, he broke his hand somehow. All them little videos and all them body bags he's been hitting and all this shit he's been doing with his punches. And now all of a sudden he breaks his hand when he gets in there with a tough fighter. A tough fighter. Not a British guy, a tough fighter. And Jojo Diaz, who's going to get hit in the face and probably still keep coming. He gave Gary Russell some good work. And he beat Tevin Farmer. So he got some momentum. Yeah. I mean, but Wilder can knock you off from any range. Honestly, bro. And if Wilder probably never broke his hand, who knows how that fight would have played out. If Wilder never decided to, like, you know what, I'm going to play for, even playing field, I'm going to go ahead and put these horse hairs on, even though not knowing that he punches so hard, he breaks his hands more often than Fury probably does, because Fury been doing this shit his whole life. All them gypsy tricks with the hand strengthening and all that shit, the bare knuckle shit. They know all that shit. Wilder don't. He tried to fight fire with fire, and it kind of hurt him in the fight. Him wearing horsehair gloves, he should just wear what he wears, those big pillow gloves, and just punch like he punched. He still gonna hurt you. He still gonna put you down. Wilder made a lot of mistakes, but it is what it is, man. That's still my guy. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury proved to be the better guy, man. That's just what it is. But I think he'll still give anybody some good work. But who knows? He took a lot of damage against Fury in those two fights. Macho Marco says Jojo told Haney to send a contract for real this time, and then called him. Yeah, I know. I saw that. I believe Jojo, bro. Like, honestly, I believe. I don't think he's one of them dudes. Why? Because he's not a guy who they've really been promoting like that, who they've been pushing like that. He's a dude who had to kind of get it the hard way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's out here looking for smoke. I have no choice but to walk to the smoke. I'm not a protected fighter. I'm not a protected fighter. I gotta go to the smoke. I gotta go after these tough fighters to get these paydays. You know what I'm saying? Sector says negative. Riot broke his hair, combing his hair for a photo shoot. Bro, I'm telling you, watch. The fight ain't postponed, it's canceled. You know what I'm saying? They're telling us it's postponed, but I don't think it's gonna happen. They say he received a significant injury in his hand. You know, next is gonna be the COVID card. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, see what they did wrong, where they fucked up at. If they wasn't, let me just put it on the fucking table. If Ryan Garcia wasn't ready to be at the amongst of the top welterweights, they shouldn't have moved him so goddamn fast. He's obviously ain't ready to be one of the guys at the top of the division. He can't. He's not ready. He was supposed to fight Javier Fortuna. It didn't happen. Who else is he supposed to fight? Man, come on. He's supposed to fight Tank. Then he kind of backpedaled on that, claimed some Pacquiao shit. He's been clout chasing and pump faking. And I was big on Ryan Garcia prior to the whole Tank thing. I gave him a chance. I liked his energy. I liked what he was talking. He was talking that good shit, but now it's proven to be cap. He broke a nail, Silence King. He broke a fucking nail. All that shit. Oh, damn, that's next week, bro? Shit. He says, when the train Lucifer Plain says, do you think Herring can pull off an upset versus Shakur next week? Yeah, I think he can, man. I'm not sure how serious Shakur is taking Jamil Herring. I'm not sure. Plus, Shakur got that cute little rapper chick. You know, he's probably been trying to keep up with her all the time. You know, it's a little distraction. I ain't gonna lie. A little girl, little shawty, she a distraction. You know what I'm saying? She could be a distraction. Shakur looking kind of soft around the, in his body. He ain't looking as, fit and strong as he should. I don't know. We gonna see how he looks, man. I don't know. I think Jamil Herring can pull off the upset, though. I think he can, man. If he fights like it's his last fight, this is a tough fight. Shakur is really good. You know what I'm saying? But I think if Jamil Herring fights like it's his last fight, and I think also if Shakur is kind of underestimating Jamil Herring, then I think he could pull something off, man. It's gonna be tough though. He says Ryan Garcia wants to be a Backstreet Boy. Man, he be doing all that shit he be doing, and now all of a sudden he breaks his hand. All of a sudden, I don't know if I even believe it, honestly, man. He faked the mental illness thing. I didn't believe that either. You know, I think it's disrespectful to the people that's really going through mental issues. I don't believe any of that stuff, bro. Because now all of a sudden, you got these issues, but then you were just on social media talking shit, bro. Talking shit, but then you got these issues all of a sudden when you got a tough fight coming up. Man, stop the cap, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with you, man. I don't know. Maybe I come from a different area where I just don't believe in that shit. That belt got rid of all that shit. That ADHD, none of that shit. Man, get your. Nothing wrong with you. You fight in front of thousands of people. How the fuck? And I know people that got anxiety for real. And that shit fucks with them, bro. They can't really function. They can't. But he beat that shit many times already. Fighting in front of people ain't easy like that. Period. Whether you got anxiety, it's cap, bro. It's all cap. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Then I just don't believe it, bro. He turned out 3 title fights as a kid. That's what I said, bro. He wasn't ready, Sanctus. Ryan Garcia wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for them to be top welterweight. He's turning down fights left and right. And now all of a sudden he's getting hurt and having all these issues. He's only 23 years old, man. You supposed to be like, he's having problems already. So how's it gonna look 5-10 years from now? You know what I'm saying? If he's even still relevant or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. He might really just been that Instagram fighter that the people were saying early on. He's just an Instagram guy who has a lot of female followers. I think. I ain't gonna speak on that. But I think if you a guy who has a lot of female followers, you might not want to get tied down to nobody no time soon. I'll just say that. But we gonna see what Ryan does, man. He's a character for sure. But Devin Haney, Bud, Boo Boo, and who else I said? Well, it's five really. There's five boogeyman in boxing. I say it's Bud, um, Gary Russell, Demetrius Andrade, Beaterbev, and who else? I forgot who else it is now. But yeah, let me see what else is going on. Good thing about boxing is always something going on. It's always something. It's all year round. There's always something going on. There's always something going on. Rolly knocks Durante head off trash pinata. What the fuck? Oh, Rolly talking his shit on. Okay, now Devin Haney responds to dude. And Ryan Garcia has a wrist injury. Now Devin Haney calls Jojo Diaz for a December 3rd fight. So Devin Haney won to fight Jojo Diaz December 3rd. Since what's the name's out on November 27th fight. Oh shit, Canelo says Plant won't see the 12th round. So Canelo's coming to knock Plant out. Yep. Damn. Bob Aram says Anthony Joshua too chinny to beat Usyk in the rematch, says Bob. Yeah. Shit. Fuck. He might be. You know what I'm saying? I think Usyk might just have his number. Usyk might just got his number. You said Andy Ruiz. For what? Well, yeah, ain't really too much going on in boxing. We got that fight tonight. Oh, Regis Prograis. Um, Regis Prograis called out Josh Taylor again. He wants some more smoke. Regis Prograis is another boogeyman, actually. Yeah, I forgot about Regis. Rougarou, he's gonna have a real hard time getting fights. There's some boogeymen. We got some young boogeymen too. You know what I'm saying? Boots Ennis is a boogeyman. We got some boogeymen. It's probably about a good seven of them. Seven of them who I see is gonna have a hard time getting any meaningful fights unless they get lucky or unless their time comes. I think Bud Crawford time is coming though. I think Bud Crawford, about WBO stepping in and doing what they were supposed to do. I think now this go kickstart things to now where PBC and Top Rank could do business. The Wilder Fury fights showed us that they could put on a hell of a show when they work together. Did they work together for that fight? I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, it was an excellent promotion. Everybody was there, all that shit. I think Spence and Crawford could do the same. You know what I'm saying? So I think that by WBO pushing Porter to fight, and Porter being a PBC guy, a fighter that we want to see Crawford, one of the guys that we want to see Bud against. I think now Crawford is going to start. It's going to be put pressure on these other guys to go see him. And I think that's why Crawford seems so happy and so motivated this camp. He didn't seem this, in the Kell Brook fight. Like he was like almost like, ah. But this fight, you could tell. You could just sense the, like, oh yeah, now's my time to shine. Like you could just see it. So yeah, I think Bud gonna show up and shot on Sean. Sean gonna get his ass kicked. And now dude's mad at Sean because of the stuff he said about Wilder. I was like, oh well, hey, you know. I said Bud's gonna beat him up anyway. Bud gonna beat up Sean. Sean gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough early in the fight. Especially if Sean comes out hot, comes out aggressive. I think it'll be interesting. Once Crawford gets his speed down and what he's doing, it's over with. It's over with. That's why Sean's training in the mountains to get his mind right, get his body right. all this other shit. He's podcasting and shit, of course, but don't be fooled. Sean Porter's a warrior. He's gonna come ready. He's gonna always come in shape. It just makes for a good fight. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next too. How things are now because Crawford is going to be looked at as um, the guy to beat probably, depending on how he handles Porter. Depending on how he. Oh, you mad? Oh, you was mad about one of those you was mad about one of those comments I left you earlier. Yeah, that's cool, man. I forgot what you said though. I forgot what you said. But yeah. He says Bud is like Deion Sanders. The bigger the show, the more he shows out. Yeah, but if I'm bullshit on boxing, then why you here, bro? Why don't you hit that? Why don't you get your bitch ass up out of here and hit the dislike button on your way out, Jonathan? This girl said, "Nah, come over to the dark side of the force now, Bud. Track. They need to keep that. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, man. If we got to see what happens after the fight, how the fight plays out, and if Crawford, if it depends on how what Crawford does in the fight, and if he stops Porter, it could really put pressure on the other dudes to really have to see him from the fans and everybody. It's gonna put pressure on him. However, they may be even more so hesitant to get in there with him because of what he did to Sean. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna have to see him anyway. Do you think Keith Thurman's gonna hop in there? Absolutely not. Keith Thurman ain't doing nothing. Only one I see Spence gonna eventually have to. They gonna have to. Ugas, he's been chilling. He gonna have to too. But will Ugas even beat Stanionis? Will Ugas beat Stanionis? He might fucking run and lose against that guy, bro. He might fucking run and lose against that dude. Oh, he's who I have it, Inoue and Casamarillo? I got Inoue winning that fight. I got Inoue the monster. That's one of my guys, man. That dude's a beast. A complete fighter. I think Inoue is a complete fighter, a complete boxer. I think he can do some of everything. And not only that, he got fucking heavy, lethal hands. And then he's tough as shit. Inoue's the deal. Inoue's the real deal, man. From Atlanta to the Rising Sun. He said, "New world quarter, Bud time is now." It's Bud time. Yeah, King Mahai. Inoue is a savage, bro. See? Y'all see what I be talking about? This dude saying here? This Jonathan Lambrero guy, y'all see that shit? That's the shit I be talking about. Assholes like that. Pieces of shit, assholes like Jonathan Lambrera, who, if you saw me in real life, you would not say it. I will pull your heart out. You will not be talking to me about some bullshito and how his nut tastes. I will snatch your fucking throat out. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy. You talk that fun shit on the internet to get the assholes to laugh and shit, but in real life, I will snatch your soul out your body. Motherfucker. Matter of fact, let me cut his ass on up out of here. Come on here talking that shit. I don't be disrespecting nobody talking shit. But if you saw me in real life, you would not be talking that shit. Ain't no internet gangster shit. I'm not some tough guy. But I'm also not the one. I'll kick your fucking stomach out your goddamn back. I'm not playing with you internet niggas. And you fucking clowns from across the pond. I will power drive your bitch ass through the earth. Coming on here talking that crazy shit. Oh, I put his ass in timeout. I never even had to do no shit like that. I just did it for the first time just to see how it works. I put your bitch ass in timeout. I don't even know how to really block him or anything, but it really don't matter. Yeah, the monster just minds his business and he fights Drizzy. He just minds his business and he fights. He don't, you know. But I think the promotion from some of these guys gets go turn a lot of fans off. I try not to let that sway how I feel about a fight, especially a foreign guy. Like I like Lomachenko, but I didn't like. I knew that the hype that they was giving him, he's compared to this guy, he's compared to that guy. I'm like, no, let Loma prove himself first. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the monster. They already doing it with him. Don't start hating the monster because of the fucking promotion and the hype that they're giving him. That little dude is a bad motherfucker. What's good, Darren Young? Now I don't even know who that dude was, but he had the balls to come on a live stream for once. A lot of you get knuckleheads in the comment section. This I must break you guy. What is he even saying here? Let's see. Um, might be a troll. You must sell that machine to the mob. Talk about reach out and touch them. What? I must break you and all that. I don't even know what you're saying. I don't know what you are. I don't even know if you're a real person. But yeah, somebody get rid of this guy. Like I just don't. I don't like his name. I don't like none of that. Get rid of him. Somebody get rid of this I must break you guy. Darren Young, salute, man. Hey, the Mons versus Casemiro is a fight that should get made. It probably won't get made this year, but it might get made next year, and it should get made. Casemiro be talking shit. Um, the monster don't like it. The Japanese are all about humility, and they all about that stuff. Not about trash talking. They don't really do too much of that. So the monster don't like it, and he wants to hurt this guy. The monster said he wants to hurt him. Yeah, he's a troll, man. I'm finally getting trolls, so I guess that's a good thing. But when you be talking all that crazy shit about like, nah, bro, because you wouldn't do it in real life. And I don't even like to get like that. I don't like to do all that. But you wouldn't do that shit in real life, dude. Because I'll snatch you up. Thank you, Drizzy KO. Salute, man. Appreciate you, man. He said, "Bud, stop order. Porter Ugas should be next." Um, if Ugas wants to fight Bud, man, Ugas seems like he wants to. Man, he got to fight Stanionis. He got to fight Stanionis. That's gonna be a tough fight for. I think Stanionis could possibly beat Ugas, man. It sounds crazy, I know, since Ugas just beat Pacquiao, but I think that young guy Stanionis could show up and show out because he has an opportunity in front of him. And Ugas has shown me in the past that he's kind of up and down. Yeah, yeah. He's working his Ricardo Mayorga persona is perfect for boxing. We need those type of guys in boxing. The nasty, mean motherfuckers who go talk their shit and they don't go care what you say about it. Robert Navarro says the new heavyweight baby in the undercard is damn good. What do you think? You talking about Jared Anderson? Yeah, he's real good. A lot of skill. He fights like a Ohio fighter. Honestly, he really does. A big heavyweight Ohio fighter. He's good. He's still got a young. He's still. If you talking about Big Baby Anderson, yeah, I said about earlier. He's still real young. But once he gets a little older, because heavyweights mature later too. That guy he was fighting seemed like if he was like a Hellenius or somebody, I think Anderson would have had a lot of trouble just because of the size. He ain't got the strength yet. Castano's going to knock him out in later rounds. You talking about Charlo? Probably. Castano's a beast. He says, who you got? Beeble versus Beaterbev. Oh, I got Beaterbev beating him. Callum Smith versus Boo Boo? I don't know. Callum Smith too big for Boo Boo. I think Callum Smith is too big for Boo Boo right now. Callum Smith, Callum Smith is at like heavyweight. So that's the reason why I say that. And I think that him fighting Canelo at 168, he's probably really drained himself to make that weight. He had trouble making it in the fight with John Ryder, they said. So I think he was kind of weight drained fighting Canelo. But at 175, you seen what he did to oh boy, I seen that dude fight live, and he gave Beeble, that same guy that Callum Smith smoked, knocked him out stiff, seizure. He struggled with Beeble struggled with that guy. So Callum Smith looks a lot better at 175. Probably what he needs to be. He's a big dude. Like, why are you cutting down to 168? You like 6'4". Like, bro. But that's a tough fight for Boo Boo, man, honestly. And I'm just basing it off of Boo Boo's last fight. He didn't look necessarily great against that Liam Williams guy. Liam Williams came to win. He gave Boo Boo some trouble. You said Ugas school Stanions. We'll see, man. We'll see. Ugas also was supposed to school Abel Ramos, but that didn't necessarily happen. That didn't happen. So we go see Ugas. Like I said, I like Ugas, but we go see how he shows up against this kid. He may not even be too motivated for it. Pacquiao, he came up and showed out like he was already ready for Manny. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But yeah, oh man, I've been in here for a minute. Yeah, that's about it. Ain't nothing really happening in boxing. We got a fight tonight, of course. Emmanuel Navarrete and Joet Gonzalez. That should be a good scrap. I think Emmanuel Navarrete is going to win that fight. I think Emmanuel Navarrete is a really good fighter too. A lot of dudes gonna have problems with that guy. So yeah, I think that fight's tonight. What else we got? We ain't really got shit else going on too much. I know a lot of UFC fighters been complaining. A lot of guys been complaining about the UFC lately. I follow MMA too. A lot of guys been complaining about the UFC. Francis Ngannou said it's a shame that the heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou said that it's a shame that he has to borrow money for training camps and that he's looking to go to boxing. You know what I'm saying? He's looking to go to boxing because the UFC just, he got to borrow money for training camps, bro. The heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I'm saying? Got to borrow money. The heavyweight champion of the world got to borrow money. Corey Anderson, a former UFC fighter. Man, you didn't get the notification, bro? What the fuck, dog? See, they be bullshitting on the notifications, man. Yeah, hit that bell icon. Even I don't get notifications. Like when they don't even tell me even with the bell icon. So yeah, YouTube need to get that together. But Corey Anderson, a former UFC fighter, who's now a Bellator fighter, a young guy, made the transition earlier. He says that he said UFC gave him a chance, gave him a career, but Bellator gave him life. He said in 2 fights with Bellator, his wife don't got to work no more, and he made more money in 2 fights with Bellator than he made his whole career in the UFC. That's what Corey Anderson said. He said his wife don't got to work no more, and in 2 fights with Bellator, he made more money than he made his whole UFC career. A lot of dudes been coming out complaining. Salute to my man Saul Gutierrez. What's going on, man? Yeah, man. I guess they be sending out notifications late and shit, and I've been on for quite a while now. But yeah, that's all I got. Ain't really shit else going on in boxing. Of course, we got the main event, Jordan Gonzalez. So check that out tonight. But other than that, that's it, man. Hit that like button for your boy on your way out. Yeah, Mark Brown, you late, man. I've been on for a minute. Talked about quite a bit. I guess you guys just catch the replay, man, and just hit that like button for your boy. I'm up out of here.